Hi Gemini, welcome to your February Astrology Horoscope forecast. I'm Anisha. Welcome to my channel. For those of you who are new, I talk everything around astrology and tarot. For those of you who want to know more about my work, you may visit my website tarotbyanisha.com. Those of you who are looking for a personal consultation, you may write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com. Gemini, it's another quiet month. We started January with 2 retrogrades. And we had Mars, which was again retrograde in your sign, and we've had Mercury, which was your ruling. So it's not really been, I would say, a good start to the year, Geminins, for you with 2 retrogrades that affect you directly. But come March, and there seems to be some respite. In fact, I would say February already has given you some respite to a lot of you, especially for those of you who have a sun, moon, and rising in Gemini. Now, February, again, is a very quiet month. We can absolutely go ahead and implement all our plans because the planets are direct. But March is a month where the fireworks are happening. We have Pluto that is changing signs. It's moving from Capricorn, it's moving to Aquarius after 20 years. It will be there for 3 months before it will roll back again, and again, full speed, it will move into Aquarius. And then we have Saturn that is going to be changing signs as well. So a lot of big movement of these big heavy planets is going to be there. And I've spoken about this in length in my annual videos. You can go back and you can check on the effects of Pluto and Saturn that are going to be there. But this month is a month wherein that you need to internalize, you need to be centering yourself, you need to be looking again on things that have worked, on work progress that you have made, on how it is that you're saving or earning money, your relationships, your friendships, who stays, who goes. All of this checklist is again being internalized for you before things really start getting rolling in March. Again, the planets are direct, so if there are any contracts that need to be signed, anything that needs to get implemented, please go ahead and implement that. Let me break down the month for you, Geminians. On the 5th, we have a full moon that is there in your house of communication. This is the house of siblings and also the community where you stay. So something comes to an end. Maybe it can be that for some of you, some negotiations that were at play, maybe those get finished during this time. Maybe a project gets finished during this time. They can be, if there has been some amount of small travel that was, happening, maybe for your work you had to travel, that gets finished. Maybe you change homes, maybe you move closer to your workplace, so there's lesser of the travel time. This house also rules your siblings, so it can be that something with your sibling, maybe a project that your sibling was working on, maybe that finishes. On 12th, we have Mercury that moves into your house, which has everything to do around expansion of the mind. This is also the house of long distance travel, and it is joining Saturn and Sun over here. Now, Mercury again is going to be urging you, pushing you to maybe upskill yourself. Maybe this is a time that you can learn a new language. Maybe you can add more to your skills. Maybe there's a course that you can do, Geminians, that you have been avoiding. Maybe places where you stay locally, you do not know the language. Maybe it's a good time to be learning that language for you. Saturn and Sun would have taught you some lessons around this entire expansion of the mind, and you may have been forced to, for some of you, to literally sort of broaden your viewpoints, look at things at a more macro and more long-term level. For some of you, where the vision may have been like really narrow, maybe you have been looking at things with a very focused, with a very one-dimensional. Saturn over here would have sort of urged you, pushed you, maybe taught you some lessons which makes you now look at things in a more broader things, and maybe things that upset you earlier, Geminians. With this experience with Saturn, Sun and Mercury being over there, it has sort of really, it's removed the blind sides from you. It can be that, now you can look at a picture more holistically and take a decision. On 19th, we have Sun that moves into your house of career. This is the house of your reputation. And on the 20th, we have a new moon which is there. So lovely. there's a lot of stake when a sun and a new moon that comes into this house of work. It can be that your life calling becomes really apparent at this time. You're very clear about what you want to do where your work is concerned, and also this is a time that you could be it also in a way directly impacts your relationship with your mother, because it could be that this is it speaks about perceptions of how you feel the universe treats you, depending whether your mother was encouraging when you were a child, or whether she was really critical. It speaks a lot about your own pattern with your parent, especially your mother, and how that sort of gets repeated. Whether there is a lot of fear that is there during this time, whether there is a lot of a sense of worry that is there, or there could be on the reverse be absolutely a sense of not taking caution at all. And it's a time wherein Geminians, you need to be asking yourself some very deep questions, that why it is that there is no, for especially for those of you again who have your sun, moon and rising in Geminis, that why it is there is no recognition at work that is being given, and what is the on what basis is your work being judged, or why it is that you're not being rewarded enough at work. And because moon again has to do with the mother and the universal mother, it's a time wherein that you may have to work on more on the internal things, about feeling more confident and more abundant in the world, and advancing your life could feel very important with this moon transit as well over here. So make sure that you surround yourself with people who are supportive of you, who are supportive of your endeavors, and whom you can support as well in return. Also evaluate whether or not your goals are serving a purpose to you, to your inner needs. It's just not important enough whether the society demands a certain thing out of you, Geminians. You need to be seeing as to how it is that it is fueling you or feeding you from inside as well. It can be that issues that are related to your social status, to your career, to authority figures, and especially parents, that can come up right now. You also may find for some of you that you're not satisfied with where you are in your life, and you would want to make a change. And also you could be feeling more sensitive, Geminians, as to what is it that people are really saying or thinking about you. If you handle it well, Geminis, if you do not really, pull the fear trigger during this time, and, feel keep insecurity at bay, it can be a great time career-wise, where you can really make a lot of progress for yourself. If you need to be speaking up for yourself, please stand up for yourself. Please speak up for yourself. And also it could be that, there could also be an issue about not really listening to people and telling them most of the time. So this is something that you can look at as well. This constantly expressing as to telling people as to what they should be doing or how they should be doing. It's a time where you can listen exactly as to what they think, what they feel, and you could be also be feeling more responsible during this time. So it can be a good time to be dealing with your responsibilities and get things done, and good time to be taking firm decisions, Geminians, so you can see them come to fruition later. On the 21st, we have Venus, and she's moving into your house of groups of friends and Jupiter. So lovely time to be making friendships, lovely time to be finding people who are your tribe. And I firmly believe it's never too late, to make friends. You just have to make that extra effort, and I think really put that good intention to draw people into your own energy space, people with whom you will enjoy spending time. So you have a good chance to be making some good friendships, maybe through mutual friends during this month, and you would want to be with someone, of course, who shares your interests or belongs to the same groups, and fights for the same causes as well. And you may not be very passionate during this time, so it could be that if you start seeing someone new, and it'll take a little bit of time. You're sort of slow, you're building slow, and you're starting slow to make a mental rapport during this time. And also it can be for some of you that you may just start dating somebody who you've known for a very long time, and maybe you've just liked each other, and that sort of comes out right now. And you could be feeling quite good about your future overall, Geminians. And you could, I think, also be finding things which are unusual, and it's a time to be, like I said, with Jupiter, Saturn, Sun being there in your expansion of mind. For those of you who allow it to happen, you could embrace individuality more easily. Mars still stays in your own sign, even though it's gone direct. So be careful of not taking risks, Geminians. Don't do things risky. Don't take hasty decisions, and don't sort of watch your speech. Don't be rash. Don't sort of say things in a fit of passion, or do things in a fit of passion, which otherwise, if you were to really sit and think and mull about it, it's not something that you would do. So keep that in mind. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Geminians. I'll see you again soon, and thank you so much for watching.